time, I'd like to ask Coach Lawson to come up from Lawrence, please. Well, like I always say, I'm glad it's Touchdown Club Friday. Coach Dulla was up here and was talking before we sat down to eat, and he said, you know, come on up here and eat. And I said, Coach, I said, you know, a little superstitious. I'm sitting over there in my same seat. And what Coach don't know is Touchdown Friday, Coach, we undefeated. I want a Touchdown Friday every week. But on Touchdown Club,
get back to Greenwood.
Yes. and tell Gene that last night. But on Touchdown Club Friday, we're undefeated. We also undefeated in the gold pants, and we're gonna have them on tonight too. But like I said, I you know, real excited about the night. Real excited about our season so far. Real proud of the way our kids have played. And committed to what we wanted to do back in January. And 2 weeks ago, we played Westside and at home, and we had some players that stand out for us. But a lot of times, you know, we've had our kids have played so well this year. It's kind of hard to pick one or two guys. So you know, I try to bring most of our seniors who are starters, who may not have an outstanding game, but they're just consistent. And you know, one of our guys that who has been consistent for us all year has played offensive line for us, left guard, basically a 3-year starter. Lost a little more weight than I wanted him to. Chilo was Jose Landine. Jose, step up. Believe it or not, Jose was 302 last year. And Greenwood's got about 270 sitting in front of him. I've already told him that. But, anyway, Jose has done a great job for us, and he holds his own. Not a better competitor on the field. Not worried about whether he's going to be there. He's going to be there. And I just appreciate what he's done for this program. Also, defensively, you know, against Westside and JL Man, I brought him last time. In your program, the names are not right. The only name in there right is the one I'm fixing to mention. I don't know what happened, but that was the last Touchdown Club people. But Colleen Taylor, who we refer to as Twin. If you remember last time, his brother, his twin, we call brother, well, this is Twin. Had 2 excellent games since we've been here last time. Both games, he has had 2 pick sixes. He had an interception for a touchdown against Westside. He had an interception for a touchdown against JL Man. So we expect an interception tonight against Greenwood for a touchdown. But he's done a great job and is just a junior. And like I said, we expect big and better things from him the rest of this year, and we know we're going to have a good player next year. At linebacker, you know, we played JL Man, and I know I'm skipping around, but I'm just going by the kids. We lost Ryan Hughes, who's our starting linebacker, had a mild concussion about midway through the game, and senior stepped in and did a great job. He's going to do a great job tonight for us. Darnell Johnson, playing linebacker, and has done a good job and has been one of those unselfish players that we've asked, moved him around from defensive line to offensive line last year and then back to linebacker. So again, he's a true team player and somebody that does what's best for the team and did a great job for us last week filling in, and know he's going to do a good job tonight. Special teams, I have one, and we basically picked him for both because he's been pretty consistent all year, not just the last 2 games. Bashard Ringo is a junior. He's a junior linebacker, actually, but he is outstanding on special teams. I call him the human missile. he has no fear going down on the kickoff and some of those special teams we have, and does a great job, and appreciate what he's been doing. And last, no, I got two more, I'm sorry. West Side. We basically rotate our defensive line. Martez Abrams, been here before. Real proud of him. He was selected to the Shrine Bowl. Wasn't originally, but they had an injury and they called back, and we're real proud that they picked him, and he will be going to the Shrine Bowl. But the other half of Martez is Rondo Thompson, and they pretty much share downs, rotate in and out the whole game, and Rondo has done a great job for us all year up front on the defensive line, and him and Martez rotate in and out, and they pretty much, we count them as two starters. But he had a great game against Westside, and has been consistent for us all year. And last but not least, senior wide receiver Ray Rice had two good games against Westside and JL Man. Caught a touchdown at Westside and had a big catch over at JL Man, and has done a good job coming in and blocking. Roderick, we get a lot of yardage on the outside because our receivers are doing a great job blocking downfield, and like I said, just appreciate what he's done. Tonight we got a big game against Greenwood. These kids have put themselves in a position. We talk about in January building the program, and last night our JVs went undefeated for the first time, and I don't know when. I think back 1989 maybe or something, somebody said, but they were undefeated, and these guys and the players that we got since I've been here, what we've talked about is not building a good football team, but building a program. And I think these kids and the players that we got now have bought into that finally, and are doing the things that they need to do to be successful. And not only are they successful on the field, but they're successful in the classroom. And like I said, we got a very big game. They put themselves in position. They're undefeated. Greenwood's undefeated in the region. We're undefeated in the region. Unfortunately, Greenwood's undefeated overall. They're a pretty good football team. I actually think they're better than they were last year from watching on film. But we've had a good week of practice. I believe in our kids. We know that. I speak from one of Coach Dulla's phrases that I heard many times. Press the kicking game, for here the breaks are made, and we feel like that may be where the breaks are made tonight. We also think that if we don't, give them anything, we got to make sure we protect the football, make sure we're sound at what we do. And our plan is not to trick them. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to do what got us here. And we're going to stick with it. A lot of teams that we've seen on film try to trick them early, try to do something that they don't normally do, and it end up costing them, because Greenwood's a very opportunistic team. They take advantage of a lot of situations that you give them, and we plan not to do that tonight. So, we hope that we feel like we're going to have a great crowd. We know that we're going to play well. Real excited for our kids. Like I said, just a quick story I was going to tell Coach Dulla when he asked me to sit with him. He was talking about superstition. Well, Coach, that's my seat over there. And we're wearing the gold breeches. It's touchdown Friday. We're playing Greenwood for the region championship. Well, what you don't realize, I learned from the best. Because there is no more. I learned superstition from the best now, because I could go on many stories. Coach Cathcart and I talked about many of them last night. But I'll share one with you. I know he probably remembers. A couple of times, there's many stories of when I first got there, he had this same blue shirt, same tie, he wore it every Friday, which I can't say nothing. I got the same notice that this is what I wear every Friday. Somebody gonna say, Coach Lawson ain't got no more clothes. Well, this is what I wear at Touchdown Club on Friday. But one of the things that he always did, and it was my job earlier in my career, I was working in another school, and at the junior high, I think at the time. And every game before we went to the game, we had pregame, just like we do now. And he would go to the pregame, and he would have the new Sports Illustrated. It always had Sports Illustrated. He sat and read his Sports Illustrated at the table while he ate his pregame meal. Well, I got a call. I was over at the junior high, and Coach Dulla said, Greg, we got a crisis. I said, Coach, what is it? He said, I need you to do me a favor. He said, I need you to go find me a Sports Illustrated somewhere today before you get here for pregame meal. I said, Coach, I'll do my best. There wasn't a Sports Illustrated no in Union at that time. I went to every drugstore, whatever. Luckily, Sammy Cahulas, who a lot of people probably in Lawrence knows, who owns a newspaper stand and puts out magazines all over South Carolina, had a newsstand downtown, and his mother and his father ran that. And I remembered, I said, I bet you Sammy's got one. So I went downtown, and sure enough, they had a Sports Illustrated in the back, and I got the last one. I don't know what it was about that week about Sports Illustrated. That might have been the reason why you didn't get yours in the mail that week. But I promise you, you don't fool with superstition, because I made sure Coach Dulla had his Sports Illustrated before we went to the pregame meal. But like I said, we appreciate everything that y'all do. We appreciate everybody in the community who supports the Touchdown Club. And we just enjoy coming so much, and thank you for all you do.